Good to see you, Congresswoman. Is Senator Schumer right? Should this be called the Epstein recess?
Good to see you, Chris. Let me tell you how House Democrats are looking at this. This whole scandal that Trump has ignited over the Epstein files is of his own making, but it is thematic with how he has governed over the last 6 months. He promised he would release these files, and he hasn't, and is engaged in a full cover-up. But he also promised he'd reduce the cost of living for people on day one, and he has done just the opposite. So this August, we're going to be going home to our communities, listening to our neighbors and constituents, and talking about this betrayal of taking away their health care, veterans benefits, food programs, funding for public schools, and doing nothing to actually help families at home do better. And they deserve better than they are getting from this administration.
So let me play for you some of what we've heard from your Democratic colleagues who have been talking in the weeks leading up to what is now dominating the headlines, which is the Epstein files. Take a listen.
We are going to tattoo this disgusting abomination of a bill to the foreheads of every single Republican who voted for it.
I'm going to spend a lot of my break going to Republican districts, as I've been doing, and communicating how harmful this bill actually is.
House Republicans who vote for this, if it passes, many of them, dozens and dozens of them, will lose their jobs next November because of it.
Whether it's Jeffrey Epstein or Alcatraz, it's all off the subject of what they're doing with this budget that is harmful to the kitchen table, meeting the kitchen table needs of the American people.
When I listen to that, my question for you, Congresswoman, is should Democrats just, to the extent that they reasonably can, just not even talk about Jeffrey Epstein? Do you think when you go home to your constituents, that's going to be at top of mind for them?
Listen, we've got it planned out exactly what our message is going to be. We are doing days of actions, town halls in blue districts, red districts, and everywhere in between around this country, talking about the issues that the American people care about. That's the cuts to Medicaid, to Medicare. That is going to be protecting Social Security. It is about protecting the right to be in a union and collective bargaining. These are the issues that the American people are waving their hands at Donald Trump and say, pay attention to us. And what he is doing is betraying his campaign promises and doing just the opposite. And increasing costs and prices of everyday goods. And when you have 60% of American families who say right now they can't afford the basics, when they go for back to school shopping in a month, it is going to be a terrible burden on their budgets. Over half of families are saying they are going to have to give up food shopping in order to pay for back to school supplies. So that is the message and the conversation that Democrats are having. Not only the high contrast with our Republican colleagues who voted for this, not for their constituents, not for the families who sent them to Washington, but for their loyalty to Donald Trump, and at the expense of everyday working people. But we are also going to be setting forth our proactive agenda and how we can help make life more affordable, that people deserve health care in their community when they need it, that they want us to end corruption. And we have ideas on how we can do that in Washington, D.C. So that's the proactive vision that we are going home with. And I bet that Republicans are disappointed to be going home early because right now they are running away from their constituents. They do not want to answer for this legislation they passed.
It is going to be interesting to see how this break plays out. Congresswoman Katherine Clark, thanks for coming on the program. Appreciate it.